What up, my people? Welcome back to Let's Talk Podcast with your boy Dustin Calloway. Look, man, I'm back. Let me move some stuff around. Yeah, man, but I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I'm in full effect, man. It's been a minute. Man. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and check this YouTube just to see how long I've been missing. Man. Your videos, about a month. About a month. I ain't posted up. I haven't dropped a video in a month. But it's on now. I'm back. About to get this thing going again, man. And the one thing that I do not let, set me back is the amount of views that I get. At first, that used to be a big deal to me, and I used to always look at it and be like, oh, man, why my views? Hold on. I used to look at it and be like, oh, man, like, why my views doing this? And, just looking for little, reasons to, kind of fall back and set myself back, or look for reasons to set myself off and make myself feel like something was wrong. But the thing about it is, man, it's just like with anything you do in life, man. You literally have to just stay consistent at what you do, honestly. And just keep pushing through regardless of the views, regardless of however many people support you. It don't matter, man. You got to still push through. But don't get me wrong. That's not the reason why I took a break from the show. So I just took a break for real because something crazy did happen in my life, and I had to take a small break, man, to reevaluate some things and kind of like fall back from pretty much everything, just like social media. I kind of fell back on posting my comedy videos. I fell back on everything, just creating skits and stuff like that. And I just had to go back to the drawing board with a lot of stuff because it wasn't like I wanted to give up, but it's like, how with anything else in life, man, when you're going through some shit, it'll kind of make you want to be like, man, fucking, I ain't doing nothing else, man. I'm cool, man. I might just shut it all down. It kind of make you go into this shell where you just be like, man, I'm just not going to do nothing no more. And you just lose your motivation and your drive for stuff that you enjoy doing. So like my podcast, I really enjoy this podcast. I really enjoy filming it. I definitely have, I'm supposed to have TJ on. He actually reached out, so we definitely gonna get TJ on here. And TJ, if you are watching this, man, I didn't forget about you, bro. I never sent you the topic that I wanted to talk about on that day, when I do have you on. But like I said, I've been taking a break from it, and now I'm back in in full go. And don't get me wrong, when I took a break, I did film 2 episodes in between this break, but I am not dropping those episodes because on the one episode that I had, my energy was definitely off. It was just kind of I was going through my shit, and I was kind of like, I filmed it and I was just like, I was just doing it just because I wanted to have something to drop versus really being in tune with what I wanted to drop and having a good episode, according to me, in my opinion, to drop. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just the wrong thing to do. Don't just keep going along, even though, just to get along or just to have something to drop on people. Sometimes you need a break, man. So that one episode, I just kind of was like, nah, I'm not gonna drop that. And then I made another episode, but that episode was based off some shit that I was going through, and it's not like I'm trying to hide all my life from y'all. I'm not trying to hide my life from y'all, but some shit I told myself that I would never bring back to the surface of the podcast on some bitter shit. You know what I'm saying? So I canned that podcast too. So I was just like, fuck that. I'm just going to take this break and I'm going to reevaluate everything and everybody in my life. And then I'm going to come back and, hit it strong. You know what I'm saying? So on this episode, I'm going to just talk about a few things. You know what I'm saying? It's a few different things that, and it kind of ties into what I've been going through. And I'm just going to cover it. I'm going to cover it today, man. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of however, anybody feel or however anybody take it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And as you can tell, I'm just being myself, man, honestly. And I think, to go back on that too, I think it's kind of stressful, when you're dealing with YouTube and different platforms, and it sucks that it's got to be like this, but it's kind of like they monitor what you say. And it's not like I'm on here talking about like anything crazy about like the world or anything like that. Nah, not really. I'm just talking about, relationship stuff. Sometimes there's going to be some funny stuff or whatever, but it just kind of, I kind of feel like I was like losing myself a little bit in it. Like, um, like pretending to be somebody that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cuss, man. That's just who I am. Shit. Like, I'm not gonna get crazy with it, but I cuss and I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I enjoy doing. You got some people who like to drink. You got some people who like to smoke. You know what I'm saying? You got some people who like to do whatever, and they like it. They enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But that, like, me cussing is my drinking and smoking. You know what I'm saying? So, I kind of let that get to me too. When I was filming, it was like I had this constant pressure on my mind, like, I gotta, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. And I'm just like, oh my God. It's like, damn, when I drop these videos, I make sure that I put in there, this is not for children. This is not for kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are a parent and you don't mind your kid hearing a little cussing, because we did grow up hearing cussing and shit, this might be good for your child to hear. You know what I'm saying? But, you got some people, man, that you can't say one cuss word because they act like we live in this fucking world where, oh, no, cuss words are just bad. It's just not. No, we don't. Come on, man. Come on, man. Cut the bullshit, man. Just cut the bullshit. So I kind of let that get to me too, and I kind of let that change who I am. So regardless of however many views I get, it's whatever. I'm going to just be myself, man. I got to be myself. I can't do that. If I'm not going to be able to be myself, I'm not going to want to do this. So I'm going to keep being myself. So let's get into something that I wanted to talk about. Fake friends, man. And I know I covered this on the episode before, but this is something that I really wanted to hit on again. So I talked about a fake friend of mine, growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and something that fake friend did to me or whatever. So we off that, right? So this one is not about that, but this is about a particular friend, just a few different friends for real, or some people that I considered friends, right? So I went through this situation where I told myself I was terrible at, communication, right? I suck at communication when it comes to like keeping in touch with people or whatever. So I said, let me take it upon myself, but then don't get it wrong. It ain't just me though, right? Because it's the other party too, because it can go both ways. So, I took it upon myself to reach out to a few of my friends and, just have a conversation with them about rebuilding our relationship, you know what I'm saying, as far as our friendship, and, I'm thinking we made some progress on it or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the next thing you know, everything kind of went back to the same old thing. But this one friend in particular, this is somebody who I consider almost like a brother to me. And I'm thinking, like we from the ground up, like anything happens, you know what I'm saying? We there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you my boy from the ground up. And I've had probably maybe 4 dudes like that in my life. And when I'm talking about, like, we ride or die. And fast forward, now it's down to 0. And I say zeros because there's a few different things that happened in my life to give me different levels of friends, right? So, but there's one friend that I'm talking about. This is somebody that everybody know. We glued, we at the hip. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my man's. But, so I had that real conversation with that friend, right? And we talked about how our communication skills suck with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really don't hit each other up like we supposed to. Or I'll call, you know what I'm saying, and say what's up with it, check in, or he'll call and see what's up, see what's going on in life, check up, and I don't know if y'all do this, but sometimes you just be like, man, when you got your family and shit like that, you just don't want to really talk on the phone, or you don't respond to messages and shit like that. You kind of just, I think a lot of us do that shit when we fall into relationships. It's easy to just kind of kick a friendship to the side and be like, man, I'll hit you up whenever I get around to it. I got this family shit going on over here. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to do that. And I know we all do that or whatever. But we had that conversation and we talked about it, right? Because, and I really wanted to, like hit it head on with with the homie, because I was just like, damn, dude, I noticed you do all this shit out here doing all that. And I'm just like, damn, dude, you ain't gonna never like hit me up and shit, like to just, see if I wanted to, jump in and tag along with you or something, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, or see if me and my family wanted to link up with your family and do this and do that when y'all go do this. Cause you can see everything via social media or whatever. And it was kind of like, the conversation was, yeah, man, my bad, man. I ain't even realize this and that, blah, blah, blah. So, left that situation thinking that, okay, man, look, we had this conversation. We had the communication breakout, boom, boom, boom. And then the next thing you know, everything kind of ended up being the same way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, you know what? I'm cool. I'm going to wash my hands with that. Because I start seeing more trips and shit out of town on the couples dates and on the couples trips and shit. Still no message, no hit up, no nothing. So I came to the realization that that's the type of motherfucker that person is going to be. So, you know, I had to just write that friendship off like it's done. It's a done deal or whatever. And it's more layers to the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a lot of layers to it or whatever. And it ain't just like that, the shit that I'm saying now, but it's like certain shit like, you know, I don't know if y'all got them friends out there, any of y'all got them friends where you got to kind of carry their lives for them. And what I mean by carry their lives for them, it's like, and this is not to put like nobody, you know, like in particular on blast, but you know that friend that you got to carry the life for me. This is my example. So you'll have a friend that you knew that motherfucker since y'all was little, right? So y'all both go off in y'all own directions as you get older and y'all kind of meet different people or whatever, right? So y'all start bringing those different people around each other. Like that's your relationship. You brought people that you met out in the world around me, and I bring people that I meet out in the world around you, and we kind of, you know, we just mingle up, and then, you know, eventually those people end up being friends. It's like a layer to it, right? Like we the tight friends, we the best friends. You got your outside friends, I got my outside friends. We bring them all together to the table, and everybody start being like, you know, new friends and shit. But you run into a situation where you don't know what that person that's your friend, you don't know what they done told that person about them. You know, like the person that they said that they are or were like back in the days or whatever to that person, you know, you don't know what they said to them. So it's kind of like you get to the situation where you sitting there and you put into this box where like you'll be having a conversation or whatever with that new person that they brought around, and they'll say some shit about the person. They'll be like, hey man, did such and such do this back in the days? He told me he did this, man. And then you'll be like, what? So you instantly forced into this box where you got to hold that fucking lie because you know it's a lie, right? So at some point, you know, the shit becomes overwhelming. And this is me getting back to the situation at hand. The shit gets so overwhelming because it's like, not only do you got to hold that lie for those new friends that the motherfucker bring around you, but you got to hold that lie for the chicks too, right? So you got to hold the lie for the new people, hold the lie for the chick, because you like, damn, this motherfucker just created this whole new life that they supposedly lived back in the days when y'all was running together, and now they out here telling the world that they did this, they did that, this is who they are, this is the type of motherfucker they was growing up. And it's like, damn, now I got to hold this lie for you. See, the thing about me is I know how to be a good friend in that type of situation. And I know plenty of y'all that been put in that situation. But when it gets to the point where it's like little stupid shit, where it's like, damn, dude, motherfucker, you gonna lie about that to a motherfucker? Like a motherfucker won't tell somebody. It be like some dumb shit. Like, and I'm not even gonna say it's dumb. Like a motherfucker lie about not having no kids. A motherfucker lie about not having, like, about their age or some shit. A motherfucker lie about some sports or some athletic shit from back in the days. Like I used to be a hero, mother. I used to be that man. Or motherfucker used to lie about being the man back in the days, had all the chicks and shit out here. Like, it be little shit like that where you be like, damn. So when it comes to me, I'm a solid friend where I will hold that shit, where I'll be like, all right, damn. But I'm a grown ass man, right? So at a certain point, I had to start looking at that motherfucker like, if you will lie about all this shit to these people, you create this whole lie, how solid are you with me? You know what I'm saying? How solid are you with me on some 100 shit where I be like, man, you lie a lot. If I know you lie a lot to people like that, and you be calling these motherfuckers your friend, you lie to them a lot about the little shit, how much big shit do you really lie about? Or would you ever be solid with me? I'm like, you know what? So in situations like that, I'm sorry, I have to fall back from friendships like that, because we all have a past, and some people They have a past where you used to be a corny motherfucker back in the days, right? You was a cornball. That's okay. Or if you really was the man back in the days, right? That's all right. Or you used to be a street motherfucker back in the days. All right, that's okay. And you decide that you don't want to be none of that shit no more, right? So you move into your new life, right? And you never talk about that shit or nothing like that, but you just you build your confidence in whoever you are now. The person you evolved into now. Not a liar, right? Don't evolve into a liar that gotta pretend about don't evolve into a liar that gotta pretend about your past, right? You gotta pretend about, you gotta pretend and lie about shit that you didn't do in your past to get validation from people in the future, because you think that shit means something to somebody, right? Because that shit kind of makes you look a little fucking like nutty. You make you look like a nut. Where it's like, damn, you don't have no confidence. You really don't. You don't have confidence in who you are now. Because if you grown in a motherfucker and you feel like you got to pretend, and when you meet a chick, you got to tell her like, I used to do this and I used to do that just to get her fucking attention. Hey, man, something wrong with you, man. Something is fucking wrong with you if you got to sit up there and lie about shit, little shit, just to get a motherfucker's attention in the future. A fucking man, some dude you meet or some chick you meet. That shit is crazy to me, man. So when it comes to people like that and that friendship that I'm talking about, I can't fuck with that motherfucker no more, because I know who I was back in the days. I still got my plaques and shit, like from what I did back in the days, even though it don't mean shit. I still got all my offer letter. What is all that shit? The little letters and shit you get from college and shit when they want you to come to their school real bad. I got all that shit, right? So it's proof. I got the evidence to back it up. But it's like, do I use that shit and do I walk around and be like, yeah, back in the days, I used to be that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I used to be on the football field, that motherfucker, until I got injured. You know what I'm saying? Then all that shit went away. No, I don't use none of that shit to try to validate who the fuck I am now. I don't. Because I'm confident in who I am, right? I'm confident in who I am, and I don't need that shit on the wall down there to validate who I am now. Like when people talk, like I've run into multiple people in life where, you could tell a motherfucker used to be corny back in the days, for real. And you could just tell, like, you could tell that the motherfucker they were not really an athlete like that back in the days. And I still get this shit to this day, believe me when I say this. And you'll know them, right? And they'll just like come up to you, or y'all will be in a group setting, and then they'll talk about how good they were in sports and shit back in the days. And I would literally sit there like, motherfucker, we in our 30s. And you lying about it. You still lying about that shit? Like, who cares, man? Like, yeah, maybe you did make the team, but you out here telling motherfuckers now that you, like, in your grown ass man life, that you used to be a star. You used to be this and you used to be. Come on, man. Like, motherfuckers is too old for this shit. So that friendship, I called it. It's done. Like, and then the crazy part is it's a lie that came up in that friendship, like in that conversation, right? When I actually decided to meet up with the motherfucker and actually talk about the shit, it was a lie within that conversation. And motherfucker just lied right there in my face about some shit. And I ain't even gonna bring the story up, but I'm just like, damn, that shit crazy. It's like, you gonna lie about that? And I know you lying right now. I know you lying. I ain't even say shit because I'm like, damn, we just had this long conversation about how fucked up our communication is and how fucked up our friendship is. And it's like, in that conversation, you told me a lie. And I'm just like, damn. So I knew, and I stayed around like over at the situation where we met up for about an hour and maybe 2 hours after that. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, because this is going to be my final 2 hours with you, bruh. I knew it. So I was just like, all right, cool. And when I left, haven't talked to him since or whatever, but had to move on from that friendship. And it is what it is. I mean, fuck it. It ain't really shit you can do about the shit. So, I mean, I don't know. But moving on from that, I had another type of friendship, right? So here's a different type of friendship, right? So you'll get in a situation where you'll meet somebody. Let's just say you'll get in a relationship and you'll meet somebody through somebody, right? So like, You'll get into a relationship with a girl, and you'll probably meet a cousin or something like that, or a brother or anything like that, right? And you thinking like, okay, I know most of us, like, I don't know about y'all men. I mean, y'all other, about y'all women, but I know, like, men that I know, we kind of standoffish when it comes to friendships with your partners, like siblings or other family members, cousins and aunties and all that shit. We kind of like chill. We fall back in it for a minute until we get comfortable with those people. And then, and there's a reason behind the shit. Like, like, cause sometimes you don't want to get too close to people too soon because you be like, cause if this shit go bad, it's gotta go bad with you too. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's just who I am. I'm gonna keep it fucking real with y'all. Like, I don't give a goddamn how close we get, bruh, or sis, whoever you are. Me and your cousin break up, me and your sister break up, me and your auntie break up. We all broke up. Like, I'm good. No, I don't need. I'm cool. You can't come through no more. I ain't got shit to say to you no more. Stay your ass over there. So in situations like that, when you meet somebody through your partner, those type of friendships, I told myself that I ain't doing that shit no more. And I hate to say it like that. Like, yeah, I'll be cordial with you when I see you at like a cookout or some shit, or we be at a family function. Hey, what's up with it? I'll hold a conversation with you, small talk, but building a relationship, fuck that shit. I'm cool. I will never do that shit again. And the only reason is because it's like this. And I know it's some people that could say the opposite or whatever. And sometimes you might be able to build a friendship off that shit, but I'm talking about myself, me personally. If I get real cool with a motherfucker and I'm sitting up here and I let this motherfucker into my world, which is up here. I let this motherfucker come into my world, into my brain, because I'm not no easy person I don't just let anybody in, right? So if I let you in and we start having these heart-to-heart conversations, and motherfuckers be like, man, you my nigga, you this, you that, man, like you like a brother to me, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking that shit to the heart, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a grown fucking man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no little kid. This ain't no little kid shit where you like, oh, this is just little kids talking to little kids. No, we grown up. So it's a different layer, a different level to that shit where you start hearing a motherfucker out and you like, damn, we gonna build a relationship and we gonna be real cool, based off of that. So you sit up here getting tight, with these people that you meet through your significant other. And like I said, they feed you all this shit. So you like, damn, man, I'm growing close to this motherfucker. But then you start to realize, right, that it don't matter how tight I get with you. 90% of the time, your loyalty is always going to lie with your motherfucking relative, right? So you can sit up here and feed a motherfucker all that bullshit you want, right? About how tight you are, how close we are, man. You like a brother to me, blah, blah, blah. Fucking bullshit. But at the end of the day, you gonna always side with your relative, man. And it don't really matter, for real. And I'm just talking about my situation, period, where a motherfucker, you think you real tight with them, they family member can do you fucking dirty. And instead of saying, hey, family member, you might want to, don't do this to motherfucker, man. Don't do this to the motherfucking dude, or don't do this to the girl. The motherfucker will just have a casual conversation with the motherfucker about how they do you dirty. So it's like, damn, that shit crazy as fuck to me. But at the same time, that same motherfucker that you supposed to be real close to, and I'm talking about like a family friend, like a friend of your spouse or some shit or whatever. You thinking y'all got this close ass relationship, but really, the motherfucker's loyalty is gonna still fall with their family members. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even gonna say, and even when they family members in the wrong, and they will not protect you. You see what I'm saying? Like, they won't they won't go to battle for you. So, and I'm not saying every situation is like that. It's probably not going to be like that. Sometimes you get these people out here who see right is right and wrong is wrong. But then on the flip side of things, you get some fuck boys and some fuck girls out here who, for real, they'll just do anything to stay in the good graces of that family member. So they'll just side with them even if they own some bullshit. So that's why I don't fuck with those friendships no more. And it will never, ever happen again. And not to say that I'm gonna be an asshole at the family cookouts and all that shit. I'm not. But do I want to exchange numbers with you? Fuck no. Do I want to go kicking it with you somewhere? Fuck no. I'm cool. What else? Do I want to go out of town with you? Yeah, if me and my spouse or whoever if we decide to go and you just want to come along, you're coming along as the cousin or the brother or whoever the fuck you are. But you're not coming along as my guy, as my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You're not coming along as that. So let's just make that real clear or whatever. And that's just me just talking from a personal standpoint. And that too is another layer to the friendship shit that I'm talking about. And that's literally what has been on my mind and what's been kind of beating me up a little bit. As far as this friendship shit go, like I got a friend that I was friends, man, look, put it like this. I don't even know how we became friends. That's how long we been friends or whatever. And we had a conversation too, right? Because that's what, like I said, I've been telling y'all, I've been going through having conversations with these people, trying to communicate better with people instead of saying, I feel some kind of way about a motherfucker, but I ain't never gonna say shit about him. But all I'm gonna do is just keep talking about it amongst my spouse, amongst other friends, but never like no action behind it, right? So I have this friend that I said, I met probably when we was babies, and so this is something that happened to destroy this friendship or whatever, and it didn't have nothing to do really with either of us or whatever. So when we was younger, I lived in Cleveland, whatever. He lived in Cleveland. We both lived in Cleveland, and eventually, after I want to say around like the end of fifth grade or whatever, we ended up moving. We ended up moving from Cleveland and we moved out to the suburbs or whatever. So that relationship with that friend got severed. And, we were so young. It wasn't, we were so young. It wasn't like my parents was going to keep taking me back to Cleveland to go see that friend. So all the friends that I had back in the days when I lived in Cleveland, I'm talking about from preschool all the way up to the damn near end of the fifth grade. I lost all those friends. All those relationships were dead. And it's just, man, bless me. Bless you. Thank you. Sorry about that. But all those relationships ended up getting severed or whatever. So, and I'm gonna go back to how that fucked up life a little bit for me. So when those relationships got severed, a couple of those friends, like a few of those friends actually that I was real close with back in the days before we moved, I never really seen them again after that until, well, honestly, one of them, put it like this, I'll say it was 4 dudes. One of them, I saw him maybe one time after that because we played on the same Muni League football, Mike St. Clair All-Stars. I saw him like a few more times after that. But then once football was over, I never saw him again after that. Another one of those friends, I'll just say his name, my man Reggie from back in the days. I stopped seeing him after Muni League football. My dude Otis, I didn't see him again, for real, until we was grown. I'm talking about in person recently. Like, so we talking 5th grade. I graduated high school in 2003, put it like that. And I recently just saw him again for the first time since I was in the 5th grade a couple months ago. So then we got my dude Thomas. I saw him on and off, like maybe like a little bit, like not really, but I didn't see him a lot at all for real after we moved until I got into high school, and he ended up coming to my high school. I want to say they ended up moving out to the suburbs where we moved to. Thing when he was like in the 9th grade or maybe 10th grade, something like that. And then I ended up seeing him in school, like, damn, you go here, bro, what's up? And we reconnected then. And then my other dude, this is my dude from the Sandbox. Like I'm talking about my mom and his mom went to high school together. My dude, Devon. And me and Devon, we didn't see each other again until high school, and where I bumped into him at Thomas' apartment in Bedford or whatever, in the suburbs where we moved to. So I was like, damn, that was the first time seeing him since the 5th grade or whatever. And Devon was like, we was like best friends like this. But those relationships got burned the fuck to the ground after we moved or whatever. So the one that I ended up being super close to, you know, we ended up having a conversation, and we talked for a minute about, you know, how our relationship, because we had ended up getting tight again or whatever, and then our relationship got severed and shit again after that, and I was just like, damn. So we had a conversation about it, right? And I'm gonna shorten this story up, but we had a conversation about it, and, you know, we both talked about how we, you know, we gonna try to work on our friendship and getting back tight again, like how we was back in the days, even though I don't expect it to go 100% back to how it was. But I'm thinking we grown ass men, you know what I'm saying? Like we'll link up and just go kick it or whatever, blah, 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 hang out here and there, here and there. So we had a class reunion that came up, right? So, and this is why I really be like, I'm a little too old to be like chasing down motherfuckers. But what I do is if I see some funny shit with you, I'm cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool. So we had this conversation about, you know, like linking up and, you know, just falling back through with each other. And we had got on the phone. We had been talking to each other on the phone after that for days. You know what I'm saying? Like FaceTime and shit and just catching up or whatever, talking and shit. And then we had this class reunion thing that popped up, right? So I'm like, oh shit, because I think he had actually mentioned it to me, like, yeah, they're gonna have it at this little spot around the corner from where we grew up at or whatever. So I'm like, well, in the suburbs. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, cool. So he told me about it, and I wasn't thinking about it because I really don't go to shit like that. I really don't. Like, and I'm just gonna be for real. How many times y'all, if you're a Bedford person, have you seen me at some shit like that? I just don't go. And it ain't because think I'm better than somebody or I just don't fucking go. Like I'm cool. And that's just that's another topic or whatever. Well, no, it ain't. I'm gonna jump on that when I'm done with this. But so I talked to dude and I was like, hey, so you going? He was like, man, hell no, I ain't going to that shit. I'm like, damn, because I hit him up the day up because I'm like, damn, I might just go, man. If he go, I'll probably link up with him and shoot up there with him. Even though I knew I was gonna know 1,000 people that was gonna be there already, but I was just gonna see if he wanted to slide up there and we just roll together. He was like, no, man, I ain't going to that shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. Fuck, I ain't about to go up there. I ain't, because, you know, even though I got brothers and shit, my brother went, everybody went, my cousin went, but I still didn't go. So just little shit, right? And this is not to be like on no soft shit, but it's like when a motherfucker is a grown ass man and you got to make up lies, man, and you got to tell lies, I'll write you off in a minute, man. I'll write your ass off in a minute because at some point in your life, man, you got to get to the point where you got to stop fucking lying, man. You have to, man. You got to stop fucking just pretending. Like, I don't need nobody to pretend with me. And once I find out and I figure you out and I call you out as a fucking liar, dude, I don't fuck with you no more. And I'm too, and the reason why it's so simple for me now and it's so easy is because we too old for that shit. Like a kid, yeah, I can see it. We got a little bit of time to get tighter and I'm cool on a grown ass man to do a little like female shit. And I'm not even gonna say it's female shit. It's just little sucker shit. So I say, you going up there? No, man, I ain't going. Right. So you know me, I'm looking at Instagram Live, right? And I see one of my dudes, he always live stream everywhere he go. When he go to events, he always live stream. And I be seeing it. So I just tap into his shit. And I knew he was there. So I seen that he was there. I'm like, let me tap in real quick. So I tap into his Instagram Live. And he just at the live, you know, walking around the little Cal-ass reunion and shit and just showing everybody. Boom, he pans the camera around. Who do we see? The motherfucker that said they wasn't going. Oh, you ain't going. So all right, I could have took it like a little, like a suck and like, oh, you ain't want to be seen with me. No, it wasn't that. It was just like, damn, dude. It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. It's like, damn, I know I was never a cornball, never no lame, nothing like that. But it's like, we had a conversation about some shit before where we talked about, I had said something to him and I pointed out something that happened when we was younger. And I told him when we was in high school, like, look, let me tell y'all something about me. I've never drank or smoked in my life. When we was younger, me and my dude that I'm talking about, we used to sneak little, when we lived in Cleveland, we was little dudes. I'm talking about 4th grade. My mom and them used to have a little bit of liquor sitting in this little china cabinet. We'd go in there and pour some little VO in the bottle caps, take the bottle caps back, right? And we like, burn up your little chest. But, you know, we was just being some little badass little kids or whatever. But I don't drink, I don't smoke. But back then when we was doing that shit, I'm just like, damn, I made my decision then when I felt that burn hit my goddamn chest. I'm like, I ain't never drinking and smoking. And there was some other shit tied into that to say I'm not gonna drink and smoke or whatever. But when we got older and like I said, we reconnected in high school, we got right back glued to the hip. So eventually he jumped into drinking and smoking and shit, right? And the next thing you know, he stopped hanging with me. He stopped hanging with me, and we talked about this. He stopped hanging with me. He started going to hang out with my brothers and shit stuff like that because they was drinking and smoking back then. And next thing I know, I'm like, this motherfucker don't hit me up no more, don't talk to me no more, nothing like that. And I'm just like, damn, I felt like you was kind of treating me like a lame and shit, right? And I called him on that shit. And you know, the crazy part is, like, I've been told all my life when I would bring this story up to different people, they would tell me like, nah, it probably wasn't that. Or some people would tell me that, well, you know, people that drink and smoke, they kind of like to just hang around each other. And people that don't, it's kind of like they might be mood killers. I'm like, mood killers, really? I said, well, that ain't me. I'm not the person that's going to sit around. I've been around motherfuckers that drink and smoke all my life. And I was never the person that sat around and like, y'all shouldn't drink and smoke. You shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. Nah, motherfucker, like, I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, that's your life. I've never been that person. So it's like, you take my option away from me when you decide to not fuck with me no more because I don't do that shit. So we had that conversation. And I feel like, and when we had that conversation, the motherfucker did explain to me, he was like, yeah, man, I know I was out here doing this and I was drinking and smoking and shit, and I didn't want to pull you down my path because, you know, you was an athlete and shit. I said, really? I said, motherfucker, you think you the first motherfucker that I was around that drink and smoke? Nah, motherfucker, my whole goddamn family damn near do the shit. I'm like, so you think of all people in the world, you was gonna be the one to get me to motherfucking start doing it? Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. So I took it as, you bullshitting me, man. So then when I popped up and seen him at that event, I'm like, oh, you doing the same shit that you did before? I said, okay, it's cool. And the person that he was there with, the motherfucker was just telling me how I'm just like, you know what? It's cool. I just wrapped it up and I was like, let me sever this motherfucking shit. So if you see this video, bro, don't even bother hitting me up. Don't call my phone or that shit because I'm good. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm good. So and moving on from that, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way fucking friendships work out, man. And it's crazy because to go back to what I was saying about when we left Cleveland and we moved out to the suburbs, I'm going to tell you, to just wrap this whole episode up, I'm going to tell you how that kind of fucked up my situation for real, in life a little bit. And I need a lot of y'all parents to tune in, tap into this too. If you're a parent right now and you got younger kids and y'all live in a certain area, just be careful, man. Be careful with how you handle your children's relationships that they building right now. And I'm talking about from preschool through 5th grade, 6th grade, through high school. Like, for real, just like, be careful with how you handle those relationships. And what I mean by be careful is you be in a situation, right, where I get it. Like, sometimes you'll be you'll be living in a situation where you going to school and you trying to better yourself, and at the same time you raising your kid in this fucked up environment, right? And eventually you get on your feet. And then you end up saying like, damn, I done got on my feet. I got this good job now. I can move the fuck up out of here. And I ain't got to be in this bitch no more, right? But what y'all forget is your kids develop relationships, right? With other kids. They get real close to them. And when you take those kids out of that environment, sometimes it's for the best. That's cool. But you strip them of everything that they built with those kids, right? And you taking them from an environment where they built like this goddamn, like this friendship with these kids that'll connect them for a lifetime. But and then you destroy it and you move them to wherever you move them to. And then on top of that, you take that after you move them, you don't reconnect them with those friends or try to at least keep them in contact with those friends some kind of way, right? And eventually, when y'all move to this new place that y'all move to, yeah, they are going to make new friends. But I promise you one thing, and I'm going to tell you this from me. those new friendships that they're going to make, if those kids are anything like me, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. When I tell you, when I was growing up and after we moved, I got a lot of friends real quick. A whole lot of them. A whole lot of friends real quick. But you know what I noticed? When you get to a certain age, right? So you still have your friends as you pass through the years, 5th grade, after we moved, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. You still make friends, right? People you think are friends, but really losing that connection to the friends that I had from preschool all the way through the 5th grade, that shit destroyed me a little bit, because it wasn't easy for me to make real connections, like for real, like real connections after we moved. So I ended up making friends. Like I said, I made friends, and I ended up having a bunch of people around me all the time, and we had a bunch of people at our house all the time too, growing up. But for real, they were not really friends, because at the end of the day, I still see these people around now. I don't really fuck with them for real. I really don't. And I'm not even gonna lie, over the years, I tried to go out my way and reach out to some of these people that I was tight with after we moved to, to the suburbs or whatever. But the one thing that I noticed about them, it was like something missing. It was a connection missing. And then when I started looking at what these people post on social media, and I look at everything. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm like a little fucking computer over here. Like I'm just gathering information. And I watch other people's relationships. Like I look at them, and sometimes I try to trace them back too. And what I've come to realize is a lot of these people that I see that are still friends and they still hang out with each other on social media, a lot of them were friends since preschool, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, right? And they all grew up around each other, and they followed each other through the schools all together. So they had that thing that kept them connected, that thing that got stripped from me when I was younger. It got stripped. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that shit hurt when it got stripped from me, because I loved my friends. You know what I'm saying? When we lived in Cleveland, I loved them. But not seeing them again, and it's funny because it didn't register with me until I got older. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, I would be quick to be like, all right, cool, new friend, new group of friends, because that's what I kept doing. I just kept on moving from new group of friends to a new group of friends to a new group of friends. Like, and then I was like, God damn. When I sat back and I thought about it as I got older, I'm like, I had a crazy selection of friends. Like, it was just crazy groups of friends, but like none of it like stuck. And the one that I thought stuck, like I said, that's the motherfucker from the beginning of this video. And that's the person that I actually met in 6th grade. I met that person in 6th grade, literally in 6th grade. And we became friends because of a fight where I knocked him out on the playground. And that's how we became friends. And that friendship got carried through all the years, 6th grade all the way through high school. But we at this point now where it's like, that friendship ended, but it ended for a different reason other than that not having that connection, but kind of a little bit, but it was some other shit. But that's the only friendship that I really carried through. Literally. That's it. But other than that, it's kind of like nothing ever stuck, man. And I really like look back and I'll be like, damn, man, had we not moved from Cleveland, shit would be, cool or whatever. But parents, man, if you have kids out there and your kids are building relationships right now when you're in your grinding period, because, all of us go through it as parents, not everyone goes to college. Not everyone goes from high school to college, graduate, get a good job. Everybody don't go that path. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's path is different. You got some people who might have kids when they like 17 years old. Or 18 or 19 years old. Shit, 20. That shit is young as fuck to be having a kid. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Because you're not really ready for the world. You're really not. So, when you have a kid young like that, you in your grinding period. Some of y'all may still be living at home with your parents with kids. You know what I'm saying? So you're still in your grinding period. But at the end of the day, your kid is getting older. And eventually that kid is going to have to go to daycare. It's going to have to go to school. And then that motherfucker, the little runt, that motherfucker going to have to start, building relationships with little friends, and they gonna come home and tell you about all their little friends, about the little Allens and the little Tiffany and the little, Veronica from school and all their little best friends and shit. And then eventually you gonna get on your feet and you gonna probably decide that you don't want to live in the environment that you live in right now anymore. So when you decide to move on, make sure you get the parents' numbers. You set up play dates with the kids. You set up some kind of way for them to stay connected with each other. Because as parents, that's the one thing that we never think about when we go make our moves to that higher level or to a better neighborhood. We don't think about that shit. We don't think about the relationships that we are destroying with our kids because we only thinking about our selfish needs. And not to say it's 100% selfish, because some parents do move out to certain areas because they want to, provide a better, environment for their kids. But shit, it still fucks shit up for your kids up here, man, because, now you got to basically start over, and that shit is tough. So yeah, man, fake friends, man. I ain't mean to throw that in there like that, but yeah, man, that's gonna be a wrap for this episode, man. I just had to get that shit off my chest. And basically, if the two people that I know, who I'm talking to, if you hear this, yeah, I'm good, man. You don't have to call me, we don't have to text, it ain't no beef. I see you, hey, how you doing, brother? All right, go that way, bruh. But all that, not the small talk, I'm cool, man. I'm good, because at this point, I did it already. We had that conversation. I did what I needed to do to make me feel better, to close that door on what I thought could have fixed our friendship, but it didn't. It only made it actually worse or just stayed the same. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Sometimes, people are just in your life for a season, man, and then you got to move on. But until the next time, my people, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on that bell notification so that when I do drop this one video that I drop every week, just one video, you'll get the notification, man. You'll get it. So just hit that button so you'll be notified, man. And, again, smash the like button. Drop a comment down below, man. Let me know, what you thinking. Give me your thoughts on whatever whatever you feeling or whatever. And all of my social media links and everything will be in the description of the video down below. So go ahead and check it all out. And I got a Linktree account too, so that you can just go to my Linktree and then it'll take you everywhere. If you heard that scream, that's the little kid upstairs getting her hair done and it's hurting. But I'm gonna check with y'all the next time, man. Yeah, that's it, man. Peace.